My fish fam, it's Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and we are playing the Nammer Merfolk deck again, but this time we're adding more lands so that we can curve into them and destroy our opponents. This is Nikachu from the future, and I forgot to turn my microphone on for rounds 1 and also halfway through round 2. But there's still a match, okay? So if you still want to see the match is there. If you want to hear my beautiful commentary, maybe skip all the way to the middle of match 2, which was a hammer time match. Very sorry about that. Nothing I can do. Just be more careful with my microphone next time. I'll give you a quick deck tech. This is basically the Nammer deck, but I've decided to put more lands in the deck in the form of Hydroelectric Specimen and a Mutavault. That gives us about, what is this? There's 11 lands overall. I believe we're up to 23 lands with the Silvergill Adepts. So hopefully we will curve into our Nammer more often, curve into our Harbinger of the Seas more often, and spoiler alert, we do. To make the deck a lot, just to make the deck do its thing, because we had so many games in the past where we have Nammer in hand, we have all the free spells, but we can't play Nammer by turn 3 and that is basically borderline useless to us. We need Nammer in play by around turn 3 or turn 4. That's good enough, but we need it in play. Because if we're playing our free spells before Nammer is in play, well, then Nammer is not going to help us win. And I think Nammer is still like a fantastic threat to have in such a deck. So, yeah, this is more or less the deck. We just added some more lands to it, put the Chalice of the Void back in the sideboard because I don't want to, experiment with too many things. And let's get into that very silent league. Okay, well, we're here in round 2. This is round 2, game 2 versus Hammer Time. I just found out that my microphone was off the entire time. So for that matter, I still recorded match 1. So I'll leave that at the end, and it will just be completely dead silent because there is nothing I can do about that. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so the Stoneforge Mystic comes down, gets a Colossus Hammer, so we're a bit vulnerable to, say, Esper Sentinel. Well, if they've got, what's it called? If they got two, if they have 2 Colossus Hammers. Ooh, I have Sink into Stupor. I think I'm going to ignore it, though. If they have 2 Colossus Hammers, I guess we're in trouble because they have to put them both on Ornithopter. But they also need a means of equipping them. I think we're just going to go for the kill here. So we'll just attack. And yeah, is there another thing we can do? We could attack for 3. Just trying to think. There's a world where maybe they play like Pure Steel Paladin, then they play the hammer, and then they have to equip. No, but then if they put on the they can put on the Ornithopter anyway. Let's just attack with everything here. It's fine. Okay, we are, by the way, we are 1-0 so far in this league. This is our second match. It's too bad you guys didn't see the first one. Well, you will. I'll post it at the end. It will be the fifth match, but it'll be in complete silence. Okay, there is a hammer. What are you gonna do with it, though? What are you gonna do with it? Just lose. All right, we're 2-0 so far in this league. Too bad you didn't see it up to this point. You know what? But you know what? This league is starting off with a bang. All right, 2-0 versus Hammer Time. Round 3, we won the die roll, and actually, I really like our hand. We have a turn 3 Nammer with like a bunch of disruption, so we're definitely going to keep it, and we're going to really hope that we draw something on turn 2, probably, to cast with like a 2-drop so that we can have Flare of Denial up. I think. I'm going to start off. Maybe we're just going to start off with an island and pass. I'm tempted to put this in play tapped, but you know what? Maybe we need this later. I mean, this can protect our Nammer after it's in play. Interesting. Okay, this is Boros Energy, which actually I think Hydro... Oh, no, it's Storm. Okay, that's very different. Harbinger of the Seas actually is not too bad. Let's play Mutavault and pass. Unfortunately, we cannot interact with a Ral. That we cannot. And they might even be incentivized to play Ral if they have it, because that plays around Hexcatcher. No, they got a mountain. Ren's Resolve. So exile the top 2 cards until on your next turn you can play those cards. So we play Nammer, then we can play Force. Okay, we're gonna let this resolve. So we can play Nammer, and they've got Artist Talent and Ruby Medallion. Interesting. Okay. So they have Past in Flames in the graveyard. Oh, there's our Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, we're going to play our Hydroelectric Specimen. We're going to bolt ourselves. We're going to play our Nammer. And now we are set up with Force of Negation, and then on future turns we're set up with Harbin, well, like some sort of Master of the Pearl Trident and Flare of Denial shenanigans. Make my day. Make my day. Now, it's interesting. None of these were rituals, and they're both 2-drops. So if you go... they only get one of them, and then the other one's toast. Yeah, you can't... You're not allowed to have them both. We'll cast and... Well, I want to kill my opponent as quickly as possible. Let's do it this way. You know what's interesting? We also have the sink into stupor. I gotta be mindful of that. Like, old chat is like, why didn't you use your sink into stupor? And you know what? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. No! Okay, so the Ruby Medallion went back to where it came from. So the plan was I play I go like Otawara, we play Lord, and then I'll just counter something with our Master of the Pearl Trident. Hopefully that's enough damage. Because we're going to get a few more tokens, and then I can even like hold up Sink into Stupor for one more turn. Actually, it shouldn't matter. This should be enough. Hopefully it's enough. We have one counter spell up, Ruby Medallion. Yeah, let's not even entertain this card. Where'd my card go? I mean, there's a world where they go like ritual, ritual, ritual into our death. Hopefully that's not the case. Okay, it is not the case. Gonna play our Cavern. It looks like they're conceding. Conceding mid-play of Cavern. Okay, that is... Hopefully this is a good matchup. We need to bring in... Namor was great! You just slam this... You slam this Namor down, it's like almost... It's basically close to GG. Okay, we definitely want the Hex Catcher. You probably want some Dismembers for Ral. Or maybe not. Like, okay, Flare of Denial deals with Ral. Disrupting Shoal deals with Ral. Maybe we don't need this so much. This Disrupting Shoal is awesome. Like, it's just straight up awesome. Cards we don't need so much. Silvergill Adept we don't need so much. Shave some Harbinger of the Seas as well. I don't want to depend on this card. They've got like a million mountains in their deck. Sometimes, okay, there's a few... There's two advantages to Harbinger of the Seas in the matchup, though. Sometimes they are greedy on their mana. Like, the very first thing they usually do is get a Surveil land, and if they start the game with two of those, they can be cooked. So sometimes you get free wins. The main reason you'd want Harbinger of the Seas postboard is to just neuter their sideboard. If they're on white, if they're on green, you cut off those colors and you force them to play Manamorphose in order to play those other cards. So like playing Harbinger of the Seas prevents them from playing Silence. Let's remove some... Still going to remove some 3-drops. We'll bring in all the Chalices. I like Chalice. Just play it on 2. That's the key. You put Chalice on 2. Game's like sort of over. That's the plan. Actually, maybe I should take out Tide Shaper. Wasn't completely necessary. Sounds fine. I'll keep this. Let's see if we can hold the fort for the first few turns to set up a Chalice on 2 and get our opponent to concede. And we actually have all the lands necessary to curve right into a Chalice on 2, which is good. And we have Cavern of Souls, which is great. They put, with their Thundering Falls, they put a Ren's Resolve into their graveyard. I guess they're a little choked on mana. Probably Disrupting Shoal anything. We don't have to Disrupting Shoal that. That's okay. I want to hit their mana, the cheap mana stuff. They got a Ral over there. We'll put our Cavern of Souls in play. We'll name Merfolk. And I don't have another Merfolk in hand, so I can't play Silvergill Adept. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to be okay, chat. We're going to be okay. But we don't get to play Drory Disruption, unfortunately. Okay, Ral gets played. To pitch Drory Disruption or not, I think I would rather keep it. And I'll pitch the Silvergill Adept. I think I would rather keep it. As a just-in-case sort of thing. I need double blue for the sink into stupor. Ooh! We just drew Nammer. No, I can't do it yet. Sorry, Nammer. Gotta wait. Pay 3 life, and we'll just pass. And so we have both Sink into Stupor or Droid Disruption to disrupt our opponent if necessary. Pay 3. Ren's Resolve. That's fine. Got a 2-drop that's going to get countered by a Chalice next turn. They have to be suspicious because we bolted ourselves. It's got to mean something. Oh. I guess you can have... Do I want... No, do I want that to resolve? Do you know what? We should use this Droid Disruption because it's going to get countered by our Chalice anyway, so let's not let our opponent get closer to Past in Flames or a Wish or something. I drew Hexcatcher, which is fine. That can be cast through a Chalice. A lot of people say, why are you bringing Chalice versus Storm? You can't play it on 1. Well, you play it on 2. You see that? 2-drop, 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 2-drop. Those are all 2-drops. The rituals, 2-drops. They might even concede. They might be ready to concede right now. Probably a Wish. Blood Moon. Interesting. Okay. Well. Hell. That's awkward. It's very awkward. Okay, we have, what, 1 island left in the deck? What can I cast? I wasn't really expecting that. My, how the tables have turned. Okay, actually, we have 2 Ottawaras. An Ottawara would be good. I think. Might not. Hex Magic, Sorcery. Exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play the cards exiled this way. Interesting. So they found a Past in Flames, a Flusterstorm, Manamorphose, and a Ruby. So that's interesting with the Flusterstorm. They can't cast the Past, they can't cast anything. Oh, I guess they'll put some stuff in the graveyard, though. Like Manamorphose. Oh, this is a problem. Oh, I can't even cast my Hexcatcher now. I can't even cast Hexcatcher. So what's the plan, chat? What is in my deck? Because I took out... Did I not take out Silvergill Adepts? I took out the Silvergill Adepts. So I've got... We have another Hex... Oh, I can't cast... I thought I could cast my Hexcatcher, but I can't because the Cavern of Souls is shut offline. Chalice is working for my opponent now. Okay, that resolves. Wait, so what, you're doing it again? Are they gone? How does this work? Oh my god. Oh my god, a Tide Shaper! I've never been so happy. I can Tide Shaper and turn one of these mountains back into an island. Exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play cards exiled this way. Ah, okay. So they might have a huge turn next turn, if I understand properly. Okay, we're going to cast with Kicker. Okay, I can cast Tide Shapers, apparently. I'll target this Saperific Springs. It's not doing squat at the moment anyway. So what can my opponent do? They can play Past in Flames. That's it. I don't know what else they can do. The next turn we can play Harbinger of the Seas and just make everything like even more awkward. Past in Flames. Oh, they can play Past in Flames and play another Hex Magic, I suppose. That's a line. They'll completely tap out for it, but whatever. They're not out of the woods yet at all. They've got, like, you know, wishes. Like, a wish can go find an artifact removal spell. Okay, so they will play this to play a Hex Magic. I don't even know what they have access to until their next turn. They have Flusterstorm right now to protect versus my stuff. Okay, so now what did they find? I think, okay, all these cards, I can't even get, can I not get rid of these cards? Okay, I guess they have a Ral, a Desperate Ritual, a Wish. They did find a Wish. Wish they didn't find that Wish, but they did. Can't play the Lords. Okay, so these cards are dead. It's very important. Those cards are stone dead. So the Wish can go find a double red spell. That's what it can do right now. Let's make that double red card more awkward at the moment. Let's play Harbinger. So now everything's an island again. Attack for 2. No, I don't know where I'm going with this. Like, I'm assuming the Wish is going to go look for there's like a double red card. Double red, 1 generic to destroy artifacts or deal 3 damage to all creatures. You're going to play the other half of Past in Flames? What, to play another Hex Magic? That's fine. A lot of Hex Magics being played here. They found Hex Magic, Manamorphose, which is useless. Wear and Tear. So the Tear... Oh, but it has Fuse, so you're going to blow up your own enchantment to get around the whole thing? No, but you have no... You don't have any white mana. So the 2 gets destroyed. So there's no white mana, though, for either of that, any of that stuff. We've got a Destroy Disruption, which is useless. Oh, no, but it's a land. Okay, so that's good. So we got ourselves another land. But I'm holding up the Sink into Stupor to deal with, to interact with something. Something, anything. Hopefully to interact with it only once. Okay, I'm going to attack for... So I don't have to deal with a Wish next turn? And they only have access to these cards till their next turn, right? How is this all going to work out? I don't even know what's going on in this game anymore. Thank God I have all these 3 drops. There, it gets countered. That's what it does. That's what it does. I don't know what our opponent's situation is, but I feel like something's off. I mean, maybe from their perspective, our hand is like a bunch of Force and Negations and Flare of Denials, and they didn't even want to bother with wishing for some other spell. But it turns out our hand is actually like really vulnerable. Okay, Flare of Denial was an amazing draw. Because now we can finally play our Nammer. And we can play Nammer pretty comfortably. We can toss the damn Tide Shaper if we need to. Actually, well, I could play Nammer and, well, okay, I don't think it matters. Like, I could hold up the Sink into Stupor and the Force and Negation at the same time here. And that might be stronger, if just in case I have to beat 2 cards. No, whatever, F it. Just send it in. Hold on, undo, just in case this stuff matters. One way or another, our opponent's going to be forced to, like, go for it next turn. What is this? Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards. That's fine. I think we honestly just need to counter one card. That's it. Maybe two. Hopefully then find more mountains. There's nowhere Past in Flames in the graveyard. They find Dismember? Dismember is still castable. Okay, we won the match. I don't know if we were supposed to win that one. I'm a little lost as to what was going on, but, you know, I'm happy to win it anyway. All right, I'll see you guys in round 4. Round 4, we lost the die roll, but Disrupting Shoal is going to be there to save the day. I like that we curve right into Harbinger of the Seas, so I'm going to keep it. It is comfortable being able to curve directly into our 3-drops and 4-drops, not going to lie. I cannot counter this, though. And also, I probably can't counter anything legendary that comes afterwards. All of a sudden, I can't do anything. We'll just play a land and pass. Getting disabled by this delightful halfling. So wait, are like the brute scale decks just playing this card now? I don't get it. I don't get it. Or maybe they always did, actually. Maybe they always did. Nothing wrong with uncounterable Emrakul. Sowing Mycospawn. The Rumble. Rumble. Do you know what? How about we don't rumble? I'm going to counter something while I can. Getting rid of that Drory Disruption. Also like to reduce the amount of colorless mana our opponent has. That is convenient. Flare of Denial is excellent. Wow, everything's just so. In the maybe I shouldn't spoil anything, but in the first round, which you'll see afterwards, I'll put at the end of the video. Flare of Denial was pretty damn good. All right, it protected. It protected exactly as I needed it to do. I needed it to protect us badly. Need that protection. It doesn't attack, but it protects. All right, so far we are in no danger of dying. Let's keep it that way, chat. Let's keep it that way. We gotta really keep our opponent off of 2 colorless mana. The best that we can. Kozilek's Command for 1. I don't like this thing for anything. You're gonna scry X, draw a card, and create 1 Scion. Wow, you desperately need to get that land for that Mycospawn, but I can't really interact with that Mycospawn anyway, so I might be best off X equals 1. I could actually interestingly enough, I can Disrupting Shoal pitch Flare of Denial, like that's a line, and I still hold Harbinger of the Seas. You know what? I actually might want to do that. Feels a bit greedy, but I have basically everything I want in my hand, and I don't want to throw away the Silvergill Adept because I want the attacker in play, so I want to put a clock as quickly as possible on my opponent. I don't want to flare a creature. Yeah, so I don't want to flare a creature away. Oh well, now I'm sort of willing to flare a creature away. Sort of willing. Man, that Disrupting Shoal is awesome. It's just awesome. All right, Harbinger 1. Now, if they rip a land, they can play their Mycospawn and probably do things, you know, like curve out. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully Harbinger of the Seas is going to do its job. And that is stick it to the opponent. We've already interacted with 2 of their ramp spells. These are ramp spells, mind you. Like, they help the opponent ramp. I mean, that's part of their mana base to curve out into their Mycospawns and stuff like that. Here we go. Okay, please do not combo off on me. Okay, this is a Brute Scale deck. So in round 1, we played against a Delighted Halfling deck. Or sorry, we played what I assumed was a Brute Scale deck. Killing my Harbinger of the Seas, why would you do that? That is rude. Oh, you do kill this one? What are you going to do? You want to block? I'm fine with you blocking, to be honest. Okay, but I got another one. He's back. Arguably better than ever. I'm going to keep the island in my hand just to sandbag it. I don't think there's a benefit in playing it. Make it look like I have more cards. Like, if you have 2 cards in your hand, you're representing, like, Force of Negation. Okay, I'm going to adapt. What does that do? Puts a colorless creature in play. One or more counters put on this creature. You may create a 0/1. Can this equip immediately? Am I dead? So what's the deal? Okay, so what's the deal? Oh, it needs to be equipped whenever a creature dies. Another Harbinger of the Seas. Whenever a creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature. If equipped creature is a vampire, instead put 2 +1/+1 counters. Is everything infinitely powerful? This is just my question. So I'm just trying to figure out what are my best lines. Do I... So the combo's here, right? You equip. So the problem is there wasn't enough room to equip at the same time. They just adapted first. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on this creature, you may create a 0/1, and then you may sacrifice that. Whenever a creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on equipped creature, which will be this. And whenever 1 or more counters are put on this creature, you get a 1/1. Oh, I see. So you can't put on the Delightful Halfling. So if I play Lord of Atlantis, attack for 3, I can block with Silvergill Adept. What are my other options? I could attack with both of them right now and maybe hope that my opponent thinks that I have Hexcatcher in hand. But maybe they just... they'll block anyway. Another option I have is I play Lord, I attack for 6, I just block the Brood Scale. But they have infinite mana. I have to hope like they're something gets screwed up. They have infinite mana, so I probably can't beat infinite mana either. Because they just keep sacking the stupid token. Okay. Oops, cancel. I don't know what my odds are. Could attack for 3, chump block, attack for 6, maybe play another. No, but I need the Island Walk. I gotta hope I top deck a Lord. That's what I have to hope for. Seems to be where we are now. It's not a good spot, but whatever. Because I don't want to be around. I don't want to play this game another turn. I mean, it's potentially way too ambitious, but it is what it is. So we are going to let this always resolve. Always going to yield to this thing. We're going to let this thing get impossibly large. I mean, if they play Emrakul, we're dead. Probably. Or also, it could be just a giant Kozilek's command. Emrakul's pretty good. It's not bad. Emrakul's not bad. This is a spot where if I'm playing in paper, I would just prefer my opponent just show me their hand, and I'll be like, yeah, that's good, thanks. That's good. They just show the infinite mana. Magic Online said that they made some new quality of life changes to the clients for combo decks. Opponent is comboing off pretty briskly, so I wonder if this is one of those. I don't know what it is because I don't play combo. Opponent says have K command. Okay, play it for anything. I concede. I guess they're just trying to build up a giant 22K command. I mean, they play it for anything. Like, I'm assuming I'm just super dead. I mean, they could just exile my Lord of Atlantis, and I'm lost. Come on, you gotta show me the K command. You gotta show me the K command. I gotta see it. I gotta see it with my own eyes. That's good enough. K command for x equals 2 is good enough. Okay, we're gonna bring in the consigned memories. We're gonna bring in the dismembers. We actually have to be very careful. So, the way I sideboarded last time, because they play with Vexing Bauble, which is very frustrating, we have to remove a lot of our counter spells. In fact, I believe I took out almost all of them. Anything else I wanted to bring in? No, I'm going to keep it like it is. So we're going to depend more on our consigned to memories, our disruption on the board with dismember. And I mean, maybe I could have one more disrupting shoal because I just really like the versatility of this. This hits a lot of stuff. Also, it's not impossible to hardcast it either. Hit something like if you have 3 to 4 mana, you can x equals 1 x equals 2 hit something. So we will submit that. So it's possible Silvergill Adept's a little bit better than Hexcatcher in this matchup, even though it's like a combo matchup. Don't really want to be. They usually have like a pretty big mana advantage, and there's like a lot of creatures in the deck. So I basically want Silvergill Adept so that I can afford to sacrifice something to Flare of Denial. Our hand is acceptable enough. It's a bit clunky, but I mean it's acceptable enough. We can start off with the Droid Disruption. Hopefully draw land in the next few turns. Ideally a blue. Well, I mean, even if we don't draw a source in a few turns, Consigned to Memory hopefully will do something. We'll do some sort of lifting. But I mean, ideally, we do want to get the Master of the Pearl Trident in play before we play Nammer for our Flare of Denial. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Eldrazi Temple on turn 1. It's aggressive. Also might mean Dismember. Urza Saga. So that's something we need to consign to memory. Like the 3rd chapter. For 1, so is that, that's like a 3-drop? Okay, sure, we'll let that resolve, I guess. Come on, blue source. Come on, blue source. Not a blue source. Very pitiful. Very bad draw. That's a bad draw. It's a bad deck. Bad deck being bad. Well, that's not good. Now, there's a lot of things we can counter, but a lot of things we can't counter, too. Here's Miko Spawn. That can't be countered. Now, I can counter the search part. It doesn't seem worth it, to be honest. We're now going to be in a really... I really wanted that land on turn 3, because I really need to deal... Well, I don't really need to deal with Urza Saga, but I probably should. What can I get now? Brood Scale? Damn it, that other thing is an Eldrazi. You can get any land. Okay, I'm going to counter this Sowing Miko Spawn. Counter the activated ability, that is. Well, this is not going good. We might as well. Well, that was great, actually, because we got to counter both of these, and our opponent just soaked up their turn. I want this to be a different target. No. That went on the battlefield first. I don't want it to be the same target. Oh. Is it countering the two different things? No. I don't know how to use consign, it seems. That was very frustrating. This is one of these stupid things that sometimes my opponent says I won't attack with it. It's okay. It's okay. You can attack. Because it's still gonna affect like the future constructs anyway. Because it just it being on the battlefield is a pretty big deal. Alright, come on, give me my land. Can't even play my damn Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, well, fortunately, it looks like it's not gonna matter if this consign gets cast or not. I'm screwed one way or another. Oh boy, now I see why they were trying to make those Eldrazi's. They're like really, they're rich in Urza Sagas. I can't even counter. I don't have a 1-drop in my hand. Not that there's many 1-drops. I mean, that completely shafts me now. I am like 99% certain. Actually, I'm not actually that certain. I don't know what's in their hand. I mean, they could have Dismember. Oh, there we go. It's too late though. Does anything change? Yeah, I'm not even gonna entertain this game. I think we're just stone dead. I just can't beat. I can't race this constructs. I can try to counter stuff and put a bunch of stuff on the battlefield, but they're going to get. They just need one Shadow Spear, and with a bunch of these constructs, and I'm super toast. The construct army, in addition to bolting myself, would have not have been good for me. Okay, that was sort of annoying. Game 2, where we just didn't get to play Magic because we couldn't curve out, but. If we did, I think we have reasonable chances. There's a chance our opponent just has Dismember in hand. They're just waiting to use their Dismember. So that's also possible. Anyway, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. Round 5, we lost the die roll, so we're actually 1 for 4 on die rolls, which is not too bad. I think the deck has been holding up pretty well on the draw, given how many, look how many free spells we have. We got 3 of them in our hand. One of them's got to nail our opponent. One of them has to connect in some way. We got a second Nammer, so hopefully our opponent just plays a 3-drop. I don't know how easy that is. We're up against, are we probably up against Dimir something? Probably Frog, Dimir Murktide. Man, I haven't seen Dimir Murktide in a long time. What is this? Subtlety? Yeah, it's probably still Dimir Murktide. It's probably still Dimir Murktide. It's probably still Dimir Murktide. It is Dimir Murktide. This card is worth too many cards, so goodbye. Goodbye, Frog. And we drew Master of the Pearl Trident, which is good. That's Flare of Denial food for our Nammer, if we can curve into it. We could be up against a Nammer deck ourselves. That's possible. Okay, I guess we're up against... well, we could be up against Bowmasters. Not much I can do about that. Just gonna play our Silvergill Adept and pass. Disrupting Shoal, actually not that good. Okay, so they don't have... I'm trying to think. What could they play at flash speed that would piss me off? Not Bowmasters, because they would have just played it, ping this, let this thing resolve, draw a card, ping it again. I mean, worst case scenario, I can still Flare of Denial, but it looks like I can squeeze in 2 points of damage there. Maybe they're just working on a subtlety here. I'm sorry, working on a Murktide. That's possible. They're just working on a Murktide. And I still cannot, for the life of me, draw the third land. Okay, so we'll play... well, I could do nothing. I mean, they're representing subtlety as far as I'm concerned. So let's start off by attacking with Silvergill Adept, because this is like the freest thing I can do. Fortunately, not many 4-drops in my hand for this Disrupting Shoal. And then we'll play, then we can play Tide Shaper, and we'll sack the Silvergill Adept if we have to. Or we don't have to do anything. Like, Disrupting Shoal could be pitched. Maybe this Tide Shaper is an asset versus Fatal Push or something. Let's pass the turn. Let's choke this Subtlety. We don't have to do anything at all. There's White Man in this deck. This isn't just for show. Okay, Subtlety gets played. I'm going to let it resolve. We're ahead on the board. What's in our opponent's hand? I guess it's really clunky. It's like just full of 4-drops or something. Or sorry, full of subtleties or something. Oh, is this going to be the Planeswalker now? No. Thinking of Kaito. Attacking is very aggressive. It's obscenely aggressive. Oh, there is a Kaito, but you're hard casting it. Why would you do that? It doesn't have ninjutsu. You didn't want to ninjutsu it? I don't understand. I guess you just don't want to tempo yourself out. That's fine and fair. Okay, so we'll force a negation and we'll throw away a Nammer for it. But we get to attack for 5 now. Like, I thought the whole point... Like, I'd be really careful if there was this subtlety untapped. To protect or not to... I think we have to protect. Yeah, I think we should protect. We're actually ahead on the board. Okay, that's... that is the worst land we could draw, but you know what? It'll work. It works. Okay, let's float some mana. Let's play another Otawara. Let's keep the one untapped. Let's play our Nammer with a substantially powerful card in our hand. Flare of Denial. Hopefully go super wide. Quantum Riddler. No cards left in hand. You're going to draw 2. Oh, you might ephemerate this thing. Okay, how about... Okay, how about no? No matter what, I get Nammer's ability. We'll get a bunch of little dinks in play. I just don't want to risk my opponent drawing like 2 good cards and then we're dead. This doesn't seem worth the risk. Alright, we won game 1. Not fan of Hexcatcher in these matchups. Really not much for us to do. Bring in Dismember. Tideshaper's fine. Silvergill Adept is not great, but it's fine. Maybe... Well, I want enough 2-drops in my deck to still make Disrupting Shoal useful. Oh, Harbinger of the Seas is really bad. It's really bad. Bring in Sfealoon. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Is Consign worth it in here? You can like counter. Just the Quantum Riddler. Now, I was trying to think of like, how does this interact with Ninjutsu? Does it interact? It probably doesn't. That's an activated ability. Ninjutsu is an activated ability. Something for Tashanda's Tidebinder. Okay, we'll just submit it like this. Hand looks great, actually. We have no good payoff card, but I think our Disruption is good. Good enough, anyhow. I drew a Tideshaper, which means I can play Go Tideshaper into Tideshaper for the first few turns. Deal. Deal, deal, deal. Tideshaper all day. And also they activate our Flare of Denial. Uh-oh. Is this Bowmasters? They're going to play Shadowy Backstreet first into Swamp into Bowmasters. Think they're going to get a free Tideshaper? They might. Oh, is it Prismatic Ending? Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's not nearly as devastating. Darkslick Shores. What is going on here? Tameo. What is this? What is this deck? Okay, it's not Murktide. It's just Esper cards. It's just Esper cards. I can't interact with that thing, though, unfortunately. It is definitely worth 2 for winning. Now I wish... Oh, actually, no, I can't play the stupid thing. So maybe I want to play... I'm going to bolt myself, so I have Drory Disruption up. Just so I have, like, some sort of counterspell up if they want to tap out here. And, like, I bolted myself. That's a sign of strength. That's a big sign of strength. We'll play Silvergill, reveal Sfealoon. Hopefully there's no Bowmasters in our future. God Dismember. Don't Bowmasters me. You didn't play Bowmasters, so I assume you don't have Bowmasters. See, you do have an island. Don't lie to me. You have islands in that deck. Maybe this deck is weak to Harbinger of the Seas. It shouldn't be. Why do they have Darkslick Shores? That seems unnecessary. Seems super unnecessary. Attack. They definitely have Subtlety up. Do I just pass the turn and do nothing? Yeah, I guess we could pass the turn and do nothing. We have access to Flare of Denial in hand. I can hard cast a Droid Disruption, Flare of Denial. Oh, it'd be so good if they play Subtlety into this Droid Disruption. So good. Oh, I'm legging out here. No. They put a land into play tapped. Cannot play anything at instant speed here. So just pass the turn back. Looks like they want to play another Tammy or something. Oh, Frog. Sure. We got Frog. So you have a 3. What do you have for 3 mana? What do you have for 3 whole mana? Are you trying to play around some sort of counter, like mana leak or something? Oh, you have a 3 drop. Okay, that's fine. This feels so good. I think this is the first time. Is it the first time we've countered something with Droid Disruption? Might be the first time we countered something with Droid Disruption, and it feels amazing. That was so cool. One of our lands countered something. It won a counter war. Attack for 2. Then we'll just slam the Sveloon. And then we have Flare of Denial. Back up with the Silvergill Adapt. I have to say, this feels a lot like what Merfolk is supposed to be. What it's supposed to be. All right, we got a very clean 4-1. Now, we have to admit that we didn't play against any of our harshest matchups. We didn't play against Boros Energy. We didn't play against Affinity. We didn't play against Prowess. But god damn it, it feels good to get a 4-1, okay? It feels very good for once to get a 4-1. I think the deck is moving in the right direction. Maybe this is a direction it has to take. That felt like a good league. But again, I have to admit, if we're up against Boros Energy, we're probably getting completely whooped. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be that bad. Maybe we just have to... We gotta find out. I just have to play against Boros Energy. Maybe... Like, Disrupting Shoal is a game changer. I mean, that can counter Corey Steelcutter. That can counter a Johnny. It can counter some pretty heavy-hitting cards. And I'm hoping that Namor on turn 3 is just what it does. Namor was good, all right? We played Namor many times. It's a very nice... You play Namor, and then they're dead next turn. Like, that's the magic of Namor. You put Namor onto the battlefield, and the opponent just basically concedes after that. It's like, Namor... Can you do anything about this? No? Okay, you die. So that's been the story of Namor so far for the most part. And we got value out of him. Okay, so this is our this is the match. This is my match for today. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to show the first part first. Like, I have no audio for match 1. So I have no audio. You know what? Maybe I'll still have it chronological. For the first match, there's like no audio, and there's gonna be no audio for match 2. So I've just decided that we're gonna do it like that, and then audio just turns up in eventually. I'll try to give a warning to everybody after the well, you would have heard the warning already after the deck tech. Okay. With that, I'll see you guys next time.